live from the Sunflower Club in beautiful Mint Hill, North Carolina. Welcome to the show. This is our premiere episode of CharlotteNow.tv live from the Sunflower Club. You're going to learn about this wonderful outreach and mission and community hub here in real time as we share the stories of wonderful people here in Charlotte, the greater Charlotte metro area, that are serving our community, making it such an amazing place to live and do business. Primarily those that are working within the not-for-profit sphere. The Sunflower Hub, if you're not familiar with it, pretty cool. Or I should say Sunflower Club. The Sunflower Club is quickly becoming a hub. Ooh. That was pretty cool, huh? Yes. Quickly becoming a hub for those in the not-for-profit community. And my friend Amy Sue, who founded and runs the cafe and the not-for-profit, she and I came up with this idea to come in here on a regular basis and do live broadcasts with these wonderful folks. Our first guest, Tesha Boyd. Tesha, welcome to the show. Yeah, pretty exciting. What do you think of all this craziness?
It is crazy that we would be hosting a podcast, my very first time doing a podcast, right here in the heart of Mint Hill, the big town of Mint Hill in Amy Sue's Sunflower Club. You're right, it is the hub.
It is. Okay, we're going to learn today about Promise Youth Development. As we said, our guest today, Tesha Boyd, is the founder and the executive director of this not-for-profit that has been serving this community for quite some time. Tesha, I'm going to go ahead and just turn it over to you. Tell us a little bit about Tesha Boyd first and foremost, and what prompted you to start this not-for-profit, and then we'll get into what you guys do.
Yeah, so there's significance in knowing who I am. I think that number one thing that you need to know that I am a registered nurse, have been so for over 30 years, and that has been a very rewarding career. The other thing to know is that I really love people, especially children. So we pour everything into serving our children and their families to make sure that they have what they need, and so they can grow up and actually thrive in life. A third thing to know is that I really love cruising. It's the vacation for me that really works for my lifestyle. It gives me an opportunity to disconnect and really be in the moment. So those are some critical things about me. I think they're important. There are several more, but those are like 3 things to really know. And specifically about the organization.
Yeah, how to get started and why. What drove you?
Yeah, so I actually started the nonprofit in 2016, actually January. And I was working as a nurse in a leadership role, and actually was in a facility where teenagers would come get health services. And so we recognized real quick that we would have some kids who were coming pretty frequently. And they were just going through the challenges of teenage life. You know, as teens, you think you know it all. You know everything. You want to try things. That's the time when, the brain is kind of doing its thing. And,
wait a minute. I don't think that's true.
Teenagers. Oh, I forgot. You were never a teen, right? We just skipped to those years to get here.
Yeah, I did. My lovely daughter is now 24, so I've been there, done that. She's actually here visiting in Charlotte, but no, she never thought that she knew it all. She was wide open to constructive criticisms and to teaching and to my loving guiding hand.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
But yeah, so we just had, that's the best time, like sincerely. It's a challenging time for parents, but it is a great time to get in there and kind of impart some wisdom and guidance and, kind of help lead them. But yeah, so we started that just for that reason, to kind of help teenage girls actually who were going through some challenges, just the teen years, right? Kind of help them navigate. And so it grew beyond that.
Well, Tell me about that. Tell me when you talk about the teen girls here in the Charlotte metro area, when you say help them and guide them, people in different communities, people of different demographics have different needs. Who are the young ladies that you are serving? And in this community, what were the needs that you found that had to be filled? And of those, did you find any of them surprise you as you got into this?
Well, across the country, teen girls and teenagers in general have similar challenges in terms of their growth and development, right? So some come from stable families and their challenges are different from those kids who come from single parent families. The demographics play a significant role in their growth and development. So if you have the resources that you need to be successful, it works. However, if you don't, you need those resources. That's a part of growth and development. You have to have those things, those essential things to help you grow and move along. So for example, teen girls who are in single parent families and even in both parents in a home, they all want the same thing. I think people want the same thing, the love, the attention, you know, those things that are essential for any human, right? And so with the demographics, what shows up, what bubbles to the top is that sometimes teen girls have, I'll speak specifically about Black teen girls. So when we talk about teen girls, Black teen girls, sometimes they get parentified pretty quickly, right?
Right.
Because,
they end up taking care of the younger sibling.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. So if you are in a single family and you have younger siblings, sometimes you have to take on that role of assisting while the parent is out working. Right. And that's very common. And so.
Yeah, because the finances aren't in the household to get outside help. So if they don't do it, who's going to do it?
Yeah, and then culturally, you know, we believe in taking care of each other as best we can. And so there are just dynamics that are a little different from those who have, you know, the stability and the resources that they need. So.
Right. Well, tell me a little bit about the programs. First off, when you started, what did the program look like? When you talk about the variety of outreaches and the brick and mortar of it, what were you doing? After school programs? Were you doing mentoring programs?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about what it looked like and how long you been doing this?
7 years, almost 8.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So what did it look like at the beginning? How did you start out? And what has it turned into after all these years?
It basically started as a teen girls mentoring program. So just teen girls, we're talking it out, dealing with their situations, providing advice, and actually letting them talk and listening to them. So through the listening to the teen girls, they began to tell other teen girls about what we were talking about. And so we just grew organically that way. And there came a point in time where people were like, you should really do this on your own. And I did reluctantly, and I was afraid, but actually it worked. We started in the library, right? So no resources, no funding whatsoever. Just started with girls, 6 girls. We started talking, they started sharing with their friends, and then we eventually got kicked out of the library because it was voting time and you could not be in the room when it's time to vote.
Yeah.
So we actually moved into a recreation center in East Charlotte, and that's when our lives changed. And what happened was when we moved into that community, the boys and younger kids took over. So from one week to the next week.
The boys and the younger kids took over the program.
Took over the program.
Those boys, they can be demanding.
So yeah, we actually moved into a recreation center right there in the heart of East Charlotte. And from that moment, it was plus 30, like from one week to the next.
Wow.
Plus 30 kids.
So it grew, as you said, organically. I love that. Yeah. I think that's the most when something or someone is genuine, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, like the good book tells us, you know a tree by the fruit that it's bearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, I'm not a Bible scholar. Hopefully I got that corrected. Something like that, paraphrase it. But you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that and hear that story of organic, natural growth.
Mm-hmm.
You were filling a need, and it took off. It happened. So get back to what you were saying, that the young men kind of took over the program. Explain that to me.
I wonder now, looking backwards, like, did the boys see the girls and like, oh, let's go in here and see what's going on? But that's essentially what happened. We were in a meeting room.
You don't.
Yeah.
Come on, that
Teens,
wouldn't be the
boys,
case.
pretty girls, put it together. That's what you got.
There you go. There you go.
So really,
That's a pretty astute analysis. Nicely said.
Yeah. So actually, the 5 boys walked in, and we just we had food, so they thought we were having a party, and they were the uninvited guests that decided to join us. So we did feed them. And you know what they say, when you feed them, they keep coming back.
They'll stay for life, absolutely.
And that's what happened.
That's amazing.
And then they told their friends, and then they brought their siblings, their younger siblings, and it's like,
yeah. That's fabulous.
That's
And at that point, that was, like you said, more of a mentoring. You're teaching them to help one another lift up and assist them in whatever the case might be, right?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody needed help with tutoring a class that maybe one kid was better in math and they could help with that. What else did that look like? What we call life skills, soft skills, were you teaching these young people? And tell us some success stories.
Yeah.
There had to be some things that just blew your mind that you saw develop in those early years.
Youth development is a process, right? So it's no magic pill or potion or formula to say, you know what, on day 36, I will be at my pinnacle. It doesn't work that way. You have to walk alongside with the kids. And so what we realized, it was a mentoring program strictly mentoring program. We had to deal with the current state, like what they were dealing with. We had to meet some of their imminent needs, which, food, they were hungry. We are not a school-based program. We're a community-based program. So our programming occurs out of school time. So strictly in the evenings. So they were hungry. We learned pretty quick we need to keep that food coming. And so we began to kind of grow again organically and realize that the kids had strong ability to learn and to do. They just needed someone to activate them, help them activate what was already on the inside. So if it came to, I got a problem with math or I have a problem with reading, we adapted to that. Right? And I know a lot of nonprofits are, we solely do this thing or we do these 12 things. And from my experience of, being a nurse, we try to treat the whole child. Right? Because if I have a broken ankle, we want to fix that real quick. But if my heart is thrown off, I got to fix that too. I just can't fix the ankle. Right? So we're small, but the nurse in me won't allow me just to do one piece and part and ignore the other needs there. So we have grown in ways that we never thought would happen. But we've seen the growth in kids that way. So you asked about that.
Wonderful? Isn't that wonderful?
Blows my mind.
Well, tell us some success stories.
Oh, now we'll be here for 20 more hours, but let me just tell you a couple.
We got some time.
I had a family of 4 and single parent. There were some issues with addictions. And so addictions bring about a lot of challenges for the entire family. So the entire family goes through that. And so it was always a struggle with the kids in the program with, food and different needs. And so fast forward, not to draw this out, the kids were so connected that their home life should have been a predictor of how the outcome, how they will become as adults. but just the opposite. So from our program, from the mentoring, the teaching, the training, the relationships they built with us, with the different mentors, the trajectory totally changed. So I have kids who have come from some challenging home life situations who graduated on time, who are in their careers now, right? And it's always so heartwarming for me. That's the best compliment I can have, is to see the kids do well.
Well, what about, tell us, did you see as they moved from participants as teens into young adulthood, did they come back and give back? I'm sure that has happened, and that has to be incredibly heartwarming.
That's exactly what it is. So there's several stories like that. And sometimes, because you're in the moment, you're moving and going, when they come back, and they do come back, to say all the things that we said and did for them, it's like, oh, we did all that? We didn't realize it, right? We were just meeting a need at the time. And so they remember that. So we've had several kids that come back, and we put them on the spot. Share your story. What's going on with you now? And I'm telling you, there's never a dry eye in the room. The guys try to, guy mentors try to hold it in. But the fact that they can point back to our programs and our relationships and say, hey, you're the reason why I'm here. I had one kid come back this week. You know what he said to me, Sam? He was like,
what's that?
You were the first person to put me in a suit. I never wore a suit before. He was going to prom and needed a suit, shoes, the whole thing. He said, and I liked the way I looked in that suit. And so I remembered that. This is what he's telling me.
That's awesome.
And he's
building that genuine self-esteem,
Absolutely. And so now has a great career and has dreams of getting into leadership and management and owning things. And to see him, I tell you, it's heartwarming. And he's one of many.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing this for 7 years. So we've seen the kids graduate and do well. And we have 100% graduation rate. 100%.
If they're in your program, you see them graduate.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That, that's impressive. That is impressive.
Yeah, it's real.
You say that you could go on for quite some time with additional success stories. Mm-hmm. Tell us one that really just, not to say that they don't all move you, but one in particular that you're going to take to heaven someday and say, this was one of those moments that just changed my life.
There are several of those, and that's sincere. There are several of those, but I did have 2 young ladies who were siblings in our program, very bright kids, being raised by a single parent, and they were so intellectually sound. They graduated top in their class. They actually got full scholarships to UNC Chapel Hill. They both graduated. They're 2 years apart. They both graduated from Chapel Hill, and one is a nurse right now. And
you wouldn't have it. Right?
I tell you, I didn't think of these things. There's so many girls in our program who want to be nurses, and they've never seen me in a nursing uniform. They've never seen me in a hospital, doctor, none of that. I don't know what it is, but yeah, so that one graduated and is a nurse currently practicing, and then the other is in mental health. And so, they'll go on and they share their story, the impact that we had on them. So
we should see sometime young people, young adults out there, maybe you want to come on the show and tell us how this program has affected your life for the good. That would be wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you can connect us with some of those folks. Speaking of people, and I would like to take just a moment and plug what it is that we're doing here. As I said at the outset, my name is Sam Attaro. I'm the founder of CharlotteNow.tv and relatively new to Charlotte. Started the community television show to kind of get my name out there and serve the community. It's a bit of a mission for myself, and I just found that there are so many wonderful people making this city an awesome place. Why not get out and tell the stories about it? So this right here, this is the Charlotte Now Live from the Sunflower Club, a pretty cool hub in Mint Hill, which is a suburb of Charlotte. And Amy Sue around here somewhere. We got a pretty quiet morning here. I was hoping that we'd get some folks in here and take part in the live podcast. If you're in the area, come on down and have some fun and meet our guest, Tesha. But I want you to go to our website, charlottenow.tv, and fill out the form if you know somebody that you think would make a great guest on the show, primarily within the not-for-profit sector, or maybe a success story that a not-for-profit helped them out. We really want to tell these stories in depth, in detail. And a show like this is nothing without your involvement, right? And how else can you help us? You can share our streams. You can tell the world about what we're doing with this endeavor. And thirdly, if you are interested, if you are a business and you have a philanthropic heart and you would like to help us out, this isn't a commercial endeavor. It's a labor of love. And we're dedicated to helping our community. And if you see the value in what we're doing in sharing these stories and telling these stories, be a sponsor. We'll put your name on it, put your logo on there, and let people know that you are supporting this wonderful endeavor. My man, what's up? Hey, how are you? It's going great. I forgot to call you.
Nah, it's fine, bro.
I'm sorry. I just realized that in my second camera here, I'm Sicilian, and I get going, and my hands get going, and I realize that I'm putting it in front of your lovely face. My apologies about that. So I got to keep a better eye on where I'm going here. Let's pull up your website and talk a little bit about the organization. And while I'm pulling that up, tell us, what is it like to start a not-for-profit and to run a not-for-profit here in the Charlotte metro area?
Well, starting a nonprofit is not for the faint of heart. It is not a situation where you can say, you know what, this sounds good. I like to help people. I want to provide this service. No, you have to put your heart, soul, and your ability, your patience, your long suffering, all those things into it, because it is beyond a labor of love. But
we're about to start a not-for-profit here. The long suffering comment kind of
facts. Okay.
I'm all pie in the sky, Pollyanna. I'm going to save the world. All that. It's hard though, isn't it?
It's great to have that idea, but in real life it doesn't work that way, because of what I would tell you is that your why has to be extremely strong. It has to be powerful.
Your what?
Your why. Your reason why. Why are you doing this, right? Because as a nurse, I have a very great career, right? And of course, the salary from nursing to nonprofit, there's a big difference, right? So,
hold on I'm sorry. Where's that music coming from? Can you tell Amy to kill the music, because that's gonna kill the live stream? Hold on 1 second,
you can
folks.
Close the door.
Is it outside?
Yeah, she's getting a call.
What's that?
Take it to her. Yeah.
Oh, she's getting a call.
She has music on her.
I see. I thought the music kicked back on. Yeah, if we have music playing here in the coffee shop, then it'll copyright strike. So what are the biggest challenges that you have found in not just founding a not-for-profit, but sustaining it over all these years? Aside from the obvious money, what are some of the biggest challenges? And tell us something that might surprise viewers about your not-for-profit journey.
Before you do that, I actually got to leave, Sam. It was nice.
All right, young man.
Nice meeting you.
Nice
All right,
meeting
keep
you.
in touch, man. And
Oh, yeah, I got you, number.
yeah. All right, let's get together soon. Thank you.
Yeah. So financial viability and sustainability are always top of mind when you're running a nonprofit. But more importantly, I think that, my belief was when you do the work and you're doing what you're supposed to do, the resources will follow. They don't follow as fast as I want them to follow or as closely as I want them to follow. But I will tell you that eventually it happens. But you have to be tenacious. You have to be focused on your why. So we are laser focused on the kids, right? So it's all about them. It's all about helping them to thrive in life, like all those things. But as a nonprofit leader, you have to be able to balance multiple things, right? So you're doing this design stuff,
kind of like
media.
what I'm doing here with this podcast.
Yeah.
You see behind the scenes.
Yeah,
so you got to be like the dude at the carnival, spinning multiple plates on sticks the whole time, right?
As grassroots, you do, yeah. There's some organizations who've been out for a long time.
Yeah, if you're flush with money, then you can hire people and you have the staff to do it. But when you're starting out, like you said, and you're grassroots, you're doing a lot of that grunt work, the daily grind yourself.
Tag, you're it. I'm it. So you have to be open and willing to learn. You have to be okay with rejection. You have to be okay with ensuring that everyone may not like or buy into what you're doing. But again, your why has to be so strong that you are committed regardless. And so specifically in Charlotte, like Amy Sue said, there are lots of nonprofits in Charlotte. There are lots of nonprofits doing similar things. And so what I found in almost 8 years of doing this is that, yes, there are people doing great things. Lots of good things are happening. But what I found is that sometimes grassroots have a harder path because those resources aren't there in abundance or non-existent at all. Right? So
how when we speak of resources, how much would you say you rely on public resources, private grants, the grant sphere versus individual contributions? How does that pan out for you guys?
So your funding profile has to be diverse. You cannot solely operate from grant funds. Many grants are restricted, so it's only for whatever that grant says, right? So if a kid needs a pair of shoes, the grant may not pay for that, right? If it's restricted for program. So you have to rely on public contributions, right? So those things, grants, sponsorships, even in-kind things. So like we talked about with Amy, food. Food is a major
if you're giving
part of
a tangible donation, it can't be like my giving you my services, but if I would give you a tangible item, then
both.
That's considered.
Yeah, both. So it takes money, right, to pay for rent and whatever things you pay for, unless someone wants to say in kind, you know what, you can be here rent free. Or you know what, in kind, we'll give you the volleyball equipment that you need, right? We'll give you those things. Or like what you're doing now, like, hey, come sit and talk with me. And I was like, what are we going to talk about? Okay, so yeah, we're talking about this. So now you're giving me an in-kind gift of your whole thing here. This whole, you got to see this setup he has here. It's pretty amazing.
Thank you. Hey, to be if you could get some pictures of us, that would be donating I did take some.
Definitely
of the behind
share
the scenes. Thank you
help,
so much. I thought that when you're donating services though to a not-for-profit, that the actual services were not considered a tax deduction. It had to be a tangible gift.
No, there's a value. There's a cost value.
So it's wrong to learn something new every day.
Yeah. So there's a cost. So say, for example, this whole get up is $5,000, right? I'm not paying you $5,000, but you can say on your end, right, on your side that I donated $5,000 worth of services to PYD. On our end, we just record all our in-kind donations, right? And we put a monetary value from you, like what you said. Right. So for your record keeping, you would document those things.
That's fabulous.
That I gave Amy Sue, you know.
Oh, hey, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just looked at the clock and I know you need to get going. So real quick, I'm going to pull up your website. I want you to lean in here to get you on the overhead camera. And I want you to share with us share with us your needs. What do you got going on here, right? And we're going to actually pull in there we go. And I got your website pulled up at promiseyouthdevelopment.org, right? So you can see, I think it's a nice design myself, right? Your mission to help underserved youth of East Charlotte develop an optimal health through education, resilience-focused mentoring, and anti-violence programs. Wonderful. You can learn more about the organization here, watch some videos, and look at the effect they've been having in the community. Lots of awards there, their mentoring program, and their public funding and private funding sources. That's wonderful. Links to social media. These are board of directors. Tell us real quick about some of the wonderful people that are running the organization, and then take us out with explaining to us some of your needs.
Yeah. So our board kind of dictates, just like any other nonprofit, our direction, our strategic plan, all those things, right? Mm-hmm. So they're great people. They have their hands full. As a grassroots organization, you're constantly building, you're constantly evolving. So they are actively engaged in the work and promoting the work and pushing the work and guiding the work. So we appreciate our board. We also have lots of volunteers who are consistent. One of our larger organization, volunteers would come from CMPD. So our Charlotte.
Yeah, I see that. You actually have a police officer or a representative from the police department on your board. Yes. That is incredibly cool, especially when you get to dealing with the anti-violence stuff, right?
Right. It's all intentional. Everything that we do is intentional. But so with our police department, I'll just give them a little plug right here. We have dedicated mentors who've been with me as long as 7 years and as little as almost 2 years now. So they're consistent mentors who plug into the program every single week. So it's not just a plethora of people officers dropping in whenever they feel like it. No, these mentors go through training.
Oh, I got the mentor application up on there right now. So if you have something and you're watching this and you have something you want to bring to the table, fill out an application and right? So we were talking real quick before you have to go. Tell us about some of the needs. What are you looking for to fill those gaps in your mentoring?
Yes, we need a van. Again, we are still grassroots. We definitely need a van. A 15 passenger would be great. We have more than 15 kids. We have 7 right now.
Wow.
And so we definitely need transportation. There are many kids that we're missing that cannot get to us. Even though they're close by, they can't walk, to our program. So we're missing some kids. We had to turn some kids away because they don't have transportation. And they thought we had it.
That's a huge need. I mean, it just makes sense that you might say, well, grab a scooter or ride a bike or take the bus. But sometimes the students don't even have those resources available to them. So how are you meeting those needs now? Of course, the van will be great, but what are you doing now to help accommodate young people?
So it gets a little tricky, right? Because we don't really transport kids because of liability issues. But we had a gala September to help raise funds to get a van. We didn't reach the goal yet, so there is still that need, and we'll continue to do Giving Tuesday. It's coming. It's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. We're gonna be asking again, can you pitch in to help us get a van to kind of transport our kids to different places and even pick them up and drop them off home safely, because safety is a major issue, especially in the area where we serve, have our programs. Sometimes the crime rates aren't exactly where they need to be. So we want to make sure everyone is safe. We need that. We need volunteers. Can I just say that right now before I go?
Yes. They need volunteers.
We need
Listen up, people.
Please. First of all, you have to like kids. If you don't like kids, I don't need your help. But you have to like kids. We need volunteers right now who can allocate 30 minutes to an hour once a week on Wednesdays to sit beside an elementary kid and allow them to read to you.
There it is. Be a difference maker. You want to go right now to promiseyouthdevelopment.org and fill out that form, right?
Yeah, that's it. And we'll, follow up with you there. But if you have 30 minutes on a Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30, please complete the form. You just need 30 minutes. You just have to sit there and let the kid read to you and, cheer them on as they're reading. If you have that kind of time on Wednesdays, do the form, complete the form. We'll communicate with you. If you can only do one Wednesday a month, we'll take you. If you could do all Wednesdays, every Wednesday that we're meeting, we'll take you.
That's lovely. Anything else that you would like to add before? I know you got a meeting you got to get to. Anything else you want to share with our viewers before you go?
I want to thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah,
really.
Seriously. For anyone watching this, the work that we do is intentional. We lead with authenticity. The kids can perceive if you're not authentic, and it just doesn't work well. But I tell you, the kids who really lock into our program and get the most out of our program are those who feel nurtured and cared for by the mentors and volunteers who are in the program.
That's lovely. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. For me, this is, as you have your mission, and Amy has her mission and her ministry, this is what I do. It's leveraging the power of these new digital media technologies to help build community. So if there's any young people that are out there listening, as Tesha takes off, I'm going to share with you some of my programs and ways that young people can get involved in learning these technologies, not just learning these technologies, but putting them to use in the community to build community, while at the same time they're building a portfolio that they may then turn into an actual job. What do you think of that opportunity?
Yeah, I think that's awesome, because one of the things that we're adding for next year, we're looking at the whole workforce development, because there's a population of kids who graduate without a plan, not in our program, but graduate without a plan, and they're kind of floundering, right? Trying to figure it out. So they need some embracing as well. So we're talking about that now. So this would be great to plug into our workforce development program.
Awesome. Well, Tesha, thank you so much. This was a real pleasure. I can't thank you enough. It was wonderful to meet you. I'm looking forward to meeting some of the other folks in your organization and to working with your kids. And I ask any of our viewers here, please share these streams. Let people know about what we're doing here. It helps us out, helps build the community, and it helps spread the word about the Sunflower Club. And anybody out there that is interested in coming on the show, I'm going to give you information about that too. My special guest, Tesha Boyd, today from promiseyouthdevelopment.org. God bless you for what you're doing for these kids and for their families and for the broader community. This was wonderful. I greatly, greatly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes,
likewise.
Okay. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and close the show out here. Now, this, hi, come on in. Come on in.
Don't be shy.
We're doing a live podcast here from the community hub at the Sunflower Club. Definitely don't want to be shy. We're in downtown Mint Hill, North Carolina. Beautiful, beautiful little community, just about maybe 11 miles, I think, from downtown Charlotte. And let me pull up some nice music here to take us out. So, Tesha, if you got to go, I really appreciate you coming on. Again, thank you so much. I'm going to share your website. We did that in the description. Great way to communicate with both of us, all of us here. Give me your little pod there, and I'll turn that off. A great way to communicate with us all is to like us on Facebook. Look us up, charlottenow.tv. We also have a website, charlottenow.tv, and we would appreciate the support and sharing our streams and, of course, telling people about our programs and our wonderful guests on the show. We're going to go ahead and close things out. And our guest today, Miss Tesha Boyd from PromiseYouthDevelopment.org. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the website here. Let me go ahead and get this going. If you're just tuning in or we're closing out, my name is Sam Attaro, and I am coming to you from the Sunflower Club in beautiful Mint Hill, North Carolina. We want you to come down to the cafe some Friday when we were doing this live broadcast and lend your voice to this effort. And how can you get involved? Well, you can go to our website. Let me go ahead and share this with you. One last plug for Promise Youth Development, PromiseYouthDevelopment.org. Make sure that you visit them online. This is the website for the Sunflower Club, sunflowerclub.org, and you can learn about them. It is for lovers of community, coffee, life, and freedom. I love it. Been around since 2021. They have monthly wellness workshops that start every Thursday, or that started every Thursday on June 29th. All sorts of holistic health and wellness programs to help you increase stamina and increase your general wellness and energy. The ministry focused here on building community through sharing of resources, primarily food. And we do have, you can see, I'm going to switch to our overhead real quick and our webcam. Some of these, you can see artwork on the walls that represents local artists. So if you're interested in supporting local artists, you can come down here and purchase their wares and support them, as well as a percentage of this goes to the not-for-profit itself. So learn more about them at sunflowerclub.org, and you can see these are some of the artists. Glenwood Barnes, Mr. Glenwood, we're going to have him on the show sometime soon. But look at all these fine folks that are putting their art up here for display and purchase at the Sunflower Club. You can be a sponsor, become a member of the club at a variety of different levels, and become partners. So let's talk a little bit about us and what it is that I'm doing. Again, my name is Sam Attaro, and I am an educator, retired digital media educator. Just moved to Charlotte about a year ago, started charlottenow.tv. I'll share this with you. This is our website. And there's an application. If you want to be a guest on the show, there's an application here. You can tell us about you, and in 250 characters or less, tell us why you would make a great guest on charlottenow.tv live from the Sunflower Club. If you want, you can watch and take part and share with us, share our community content, our various full-length feature videos that we have done on a variety of not-for-profits and businesses in the area. Some are news-style interviews, some are shot out in the field. And you can see this was done at Envision Charlotte at the Innovation Barn. And we went out into the field and did a full production covering what they're doing for the community and advancing sustainability and their programs that they're doing for the community. So very involved with your community, and we would appreciate your support. You can contact me, submit a story idea. We value your story ideas. There's a little bit about Charlotte Now here. Fill out the form and let us know if you think that, if you know of somebody that would make a great guest. And there's a little bit about me and what I do and my bio you can read on the site. And of course, you can connect with us via Facebook and our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube. And you know what? We got to get those likes and shares up. Or at this point, I only got 30 subscribers. This is nothing without you, right? So if you value what we're doing, get out there, share, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And the other program that I have, this is what we call a workforce development program. And this is where I put my teacher hat on, and I have the ability and the equipment and the wherewithal to be able to teach young people the digital media arts. So this program is a TV show in itself. What it is, this is Digital Edge TV, and what this is a program that explores a variety of career pathways, and we interview successful career people, people that are successful in their career pathway, I should say. These gentlemen were on the show. They are cybersecurity experts and came on the show to talk about their career pathway. It's actually an interactive TV show and a class of sorts. And what we do is we stream live to Zoom, and we hold live educational programming in a television format. We share educational resources from our guests who are experts in their career pathway. And we have interactive games. We have a quiz. And the cool thing about this is we are streaming this to people that need it. We actually, this particular show streamed live inside the Mecklenburg County Jail classroom. So people that are looking for a new career pathway when they get out, and that, you know, or if there is a teacher out there that is doing career development, career exploration for one of their units, you can utilize these shows as educational resources in your classroom. And check this out, we even bundle this with curriculum material. So if you are interested, for instance, this show, episode 1 was on digital entrepreneurship, and we did a television show. You can watch the show, then you can take the follow-up quiz, right? We provide you with the quiz that was based on the content of the show, and this is the teacher key. We have the list of educational resources that our guests brought to the table if you wish to follow up. We even give you, let's see here, an opportunity to give feedback. Here is a flyer for the show. And you may ask yourself, well, how can I get involved? There's a couple different ways. If you wish to get involved with Digital Edge TV, and realize that telling your business success story can really change a life. It can motivate and inspire the next generation. What you can do is you can participate with us as a student, and students in the program will learn the digital media arts while they work directly with professionals to create educational and community-focused programming for the benefit of the community. They build self-confidence, they gain career awareness, they gain a sense of purpose, get established in them an entrepreneurial vision, they learn soft skills, technical skills, business skills, they build a professional portfolio. And if you are a business owner, well, you know, what better way to get involved with your community than to provide these opportunities to young people. So you can actually give them an opportunity if they are successful in our educational program. If you are a not-for-profit or you're a business, you can give them an opportunity to get involved in your business. Maybe you need a web designer. Maybe you need somebody to do podcasting like you're seeing here. Maybe you need need somebody to do social media updating like you're seeing being done here in real time. All these things that we are providing to the community through these programs, our hope and our goal with Digital Edge Television is to put these young people to work in your business, in your organization. So it really is real-time, real-world workforce development. You can learn more about that at digitaledgetelevision.com. I'll pull that up one last time. digitaledgetelevision.com. And I think that is it for today's show. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and shut down for the day. Again, my name is Sam Attaro. I'm the founder and the host and the producer of CharlotteNow.tv and digitaledgetelevision.com. I also, if you're interested and you need professional video and multimedia production, social media production, you can go to my production website at redsea.media and contact me there. You can see my portfolio of works, and it's a great way, again, for you to support these efforts. You can see some of my video production work. We do live web streaming, virtual meeting management and production, virtual audio video production, marketing videos, TV commercials, and digital media education. You can see a lot of my portfolios and some of my client videos that I have done for clients around the world. We really appreciate you watching. Thank you again so much. Coming to you from the Sunflower Club in beautiful Mint Hill, North Carolina, within the Charlotte metro area. You're watching CharlotteNow.tv live at the Sunflower Club. Join us on Facebook, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and take us out here with some cool jazz music. We want to thank you again for tuning in. And, oh, there we go. There we go. Thanks for watching. It's noon. We are shutting down the live podcast. Share, spread this, and if you want to come on the show, go to CharlotteNow.tv and follow the directions to fill out the form. I am Attaro from the Sunflower Club, and I am out. Peace.